last interview, dude. It's
That's
like
cool.
kind of
That's awesome.
fucking weird. So, all right. What's up, everybody? My name's Tyler, Mom's Basement MMA, and I have a lightweight contender joining me today from Rochester, New York. You can catch his next fight at Cage Titan 70, March 22nd. Jake Hixenbaugh is with me today. Jake, what's up, man? How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing fantastic, and only a few days out from getting back in the cage. How stoked are you to get back into competition and kick off 2025 officially for you?
I feel really, really good, dude. I feel good to be back into a camp and everything. We're just on the end of this camp, and it's good to be back in Plymouth again. Like I fought for them a good amount of times, Cage Titans. Always against tough dudes, and I love the crowd out there. So it's gonna be excited to be back. I'm like exciting to be back. Um, it's my birthday weekend. My birthday is that Sunday, so midnight after the fight, it'll be a good time too. So
Well, happy early birthday for you.
thank
Let's
you.
talk about 2024 really quickly. You fought at Cage Titan 63 and then LFA 194. Tell me a little bit about that, because like mixed results, right? We fall short on one of the fights, but then we do really well, and then we win the other one. When you unpack your 2024, what are some of like the big themes that kind of come out at you, and how have you improved as a fighter since?
Well, a big thing about 2024 was started off great. Then I got a knee injury, so that kind of sucked. It sidelined me for a few months, kind of fucked up some fights. But we got back on there, got on a big show against a really tough opponent. Didn't go my way, but it is what it is with that one. Moved past it, back on the horse, and I ended the year out competing a bunch in grappling and stuff. So I was still active um, to end out the year and everything. Got wins there and stuff, but it's good to be back on the MMA grind this year even more. It just sucks not being that active. I only had 2 fights last year, which is kind of not fun. I like being active. I wanna make my moves.
Well, we have a relatively quick turnaround here in between fights. Like that last one was only a few months back. Was getting back into the cage so soon in 2025 part of your plan all along, or did it just work out this way?
I mean, kinda. It it. I wanted March. I wanted February or March was the time that I wanted to come back. I wanted to be pretty active this year. I feel like when I'm active, I'm way more dangerous. I'm comfortable in there. And right now, like, I just felt like it was calling me to fight, especially around this time. A lot of my closest people said that, like, once they heard about this date, they just said, they had a really good feeling about this date too. Um, so we're back on it, back on track, and gonna get a finish in a couple weeks.
Well, you are a Western New York guy, and you'll be going back to New England, which is something that you've been doing with a lot of frequency over the past few years, fighting at Cage Titans again. Can you tell me a little bit about that organization? Like from your experience going back to these guys, obviously you really like working with these guys. You like competing with them. Can you just tell me like what has that experience just kind of been like? And is there like one fight in particular that you've had with them over these years that you would say is your favorite?
Well, I mean, shit. Um, they've been my one of my favorites for New England. The New England promotions when it comes to just how they treat their fighters. They treat their fighters with a lot of respect. The media team, Nick, does a really, really good job with a bunch of like the hype up and all that. Like it just makes you feel more motivated. They get you more motivated to fight for them. Other some promotions they don't do enough of that, but that's okay. I'll fight anyone, anytime, anywhere. They like me too. They offer me the fights. I get offered fights, and if it's like a good date for me, I truly, fully, 100% believe in myself to the fullest extent to do this against anyone. So I take basically almost everyone. So It just depends on like usual dates, but they usually just come to me with a good date, good price, everything. And they treat me really well. Mike Povier is a really cool dude too, and the fans are awesome. Although I get booed sometimes. I get booed sometimes. I also walked in with a freaking Yankees jersey, Aaron Judge jersey, so
Well,
I was
that'd be
asking
a
for the booze.
yeah. That will definitely fire them up, and that begets another question. Like, you're relatively brand new into your pro career, and you've kind of like made a habit of fighting on the road. And some guys actually really like fighting on the road. They like being the away guy. And what's your take on that? Do you like the being the away fighter? Do you like it when like people are rooting against you?
I like
Sometimes that fires guys up.
Yeah, I like both sides to be honest, because now that I've felt the home, it felt really, not gonna lie, it did feel good walking out and everybody was like, wow, over there, because I'm pretty well loved around here in Western New York, and going out there, it's I like it a lot because it fuels me because I've always been like a liked person growing up. Like I was never like hated by anybody growing up. So it like kind of feels cool like, being almost like a villain in a way. Like I come in, these guys start booing and like at the end of the day, like after I finish their guy, like they all walk up to me and are like, "Oh, dude, that was awesome!" Like, it's cool. I just love energy in general. Like if you get hyped up in any way, shape, or form, I'll feed off that. And it's just that's my favorite thing about Cage Titans is everybody's so raw. You hear like as you're walking out, I hear the most fucked up shit sometimes, bro.
Well, they're a lively bunch, and Jake, we
Yeah,
kind
they
of
are.
have an interesting dynamic at play for this particular fight. You signed a bout agreement with one opponent. That fight isn't going to end up materializing, and now here we are. We're a little more than a week out from the fight, and the situation seems to be a little fluid at the moment. How are you kind of unpacking all of this, and how does that affect you from a preparatory standpoint?
It's all good. Fuck, man. It's actually my second time being scheduled with Rubio. Sucks. The first time was like my pro debut and then like he got COVID like right before, and this time, he broke his hand or something, and then like I actually was at a grappling event this past weekend up in New England, for my some of my teammates, and his team actually walked up to me, and told me about that too. Like after I already had known, they just told me about it. So it's like, it sucks because dude, the thing about Rubio is a fucking tough dude. He's not like a lot of these other guys. He's one of those guys that fights anyone, anytime, anywhere. He always fights tough dudes too. So I was excited for that, but it is what it is. That one's fell through again. Fuck it. Next guy got offered, took up instantly. Um, I'm pretty sure he took it. He said yes, and then we asked about the weight, and I haven't gotten an answer on the weight yet, so I just made the call on the weight. So I'm just gonna make the call on all that. Balls in their park. Um, you know who you are. Come on, answer, please.
Well, we'll go ahead and leave it at that. But as far as your prep and camp and everything like that, like obviously, when you get an initial name, I'm going to go ahead and venture to guess that to an extent, you kind of prepare for that opponent in mind. And now you have a different guy entering the scene here potentially. How does that affect things from like actually putting together a fight plan? Or are you the type of guy where it doesn't really make a difference?
I mean, at the end of the day, it can't really make a difference, but you got to be able to adapt if you want to be able to achieve things. You can't really be too shaken up with stuff. But it just so happens that they're kind of the same body shape and style when it comes to what they want to do and how they fight. So, same game plan, even better. There's a little bit more incentive on this one for reasons y'all will see. Um, it'll be a fun time. It'll be a real fun time.
Jake, what has changed most about you as a fighter from Cage Titan 63 to today?
Um, hmm. I'd say I'm like a lot better are everywhere. A lot better mentally, even. Just kind of getting over some personal stuff, a death in the family and stuff. I've really like been able to, control my emotions a lot better when it comes to, in competition and all that. I'm a lot bigger now physically, and I'm just sharper, faster. Everything's just upgraded. I've never stopped putting in work. I've never stopped thinking about this. I've always been consistent with everything. And a big thing too is like I've cross trained a lot more. I've gotten a lot more of just like a lot more connections with a lot more people. And I've been really venturing out and going to seminars and going to all these different things and experiencing good experiences. I just feel like I've grown up a lot. I feel like I know how to handle my emotions. Obviously that one I knew how to handle my emotions with that, but even better. You know, I just
You go
feel.
out. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
You go out there and you get back in the win column. You start off your 2025 with the right foot forward. What do you kind of have in mind for the rest of the year?
So I'm planning on coming in there, getting a W finish um, next month. Maybe hit up an ADCC tournament, get a gold medal there. As long as I'm healthy, that's what I'm gonna do. And then fight in May. Maybe Rubio, maybe somebody else. Who knows? Whoever I'm offered, I'll take. But I'm gonna have some names to say after this fight, so I'll
All
just
right.
leave.
Well, we look forward to hearing your call out. One kind of final question. I know that in your gym, a lot of fighters. I know you kind of split time at a few different places, but can you tell me a little bit, like with everyone at camp at the same time, like is there like a certain level of energy in the room as opposed to like typical?
Yeah. No, everyone wants it. When you're going rounds with these guys, every time I'm out in synthesis going rounds, everybody's in camp and everything. Everybody's always fighting over there. And like even like Jake's always active. Like whenever I'm going with a lot of these guys, we're all in camp right now. It just feels like you got to be a lot more on your shit, you know. Even like they'll even say that same thing, because like when you're going rounds and it's like you don't have a fight coming up, you're not really doing it to like, you're not really thinking of anything driving you. But when you're going and you got like the person in your mind and you're trying to like use your kind of game plans, work the stuff that you want to work for your certain fight. Everyone's like got a certain energy to them too, like they kind of don't want to lose that round, I guess. So it's like everybody's just like always just competitive. But it's not like it's a healthy competitiveness. We're never like getting mad at each other. We all know each other so well. We've known each other for years. Everybody's like friends. Like it's just a great atmosphere to be in. Western New York, it's really become a spot in the past couple of years. And in a 5 years, 10 years time, it's going to be known everywhere. So I'm excited for that. Just the energy, we're going to keep the energy up. The energy is always going to be up out here. We're pretty active.
Well, Jake, I really appreciate your time this afternoon. I'm really looking forward to watching you perform. Final thought here. Anyone that you'd like to shout out or thank before I let you go? Let's do it.
Yeah, man, I'd like to thank Cage Titans for always, giving me fights too. I'd like to thank my sponsors. You guys really helped me with this camp, helped me with everything. I'm really, really, really grateful for you guys. I'd like to thank you for giving me your last interview. Like that means a lot that you interviewed me. And also my three teams that I work with the most: Bone, my family; Shinobi, my family; and Synthesis, my family. You guys do a lot for me, and I can't wait to put on a show for you guys and let all of our hard work just show. Also, shout out to Kevin fighting on the same night for LFA at Foxwoods. We're going to be doing the same thing. on the same night, maybe even at the same time, which will be cool.
Well, Jake, I would like to say that, look forward to having you back on the program real soon, but, I don't know what's going to happen. but,
Yep.
in,
Well,
it,
who knows?
but in any event, next time I'm in Western New York, I'll, we'll grab a beer or something if you're not in camp.
Hell yeah, bro.
All right.
Thank you.
Bam. And recording.